Dapper Blues.
Hey everybody, this is Adam Gusso.
Hi, I'm Veronica Jackson, America's acoustic folk blues singer. You're listening to Jack Dapper Blues.
Hello, this is Ray Brooks. You're listening to Jack Dapper Blues.
Hi, this is Guy Davis.
Hey there, folks. This is Don Fleming, the American songster, slapping the dap with Jack Dapper Blues.
Hey everybody, this is Walter Trout, and you are listening to Jack Dapper Blues.
Hey, this is Shamika Copeland.
Hey, I'm Ben Turner of Piedmont Blues. I'm here with Valerie Turner.
And we are bluesing with Lamont Jack Pearlie, the best radio station for true blues.
Hi, I'm Larry Griffith, and I keep it locked and loaded on Jack Dapper Blues. Yes, yes, yes.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? You know, this I've been doing so much, brother. There we go. What's going on with y'all good folks? So, my hair look crazy. We're not going to be on long. We're just trying to do, well, not even trying. I'm catching up with y'all, letting y'all know what's going on. And while I'm doing that, I'm also checking to see where we are still connected. But this is not going to be a long show. It's not really a show. So what we're doing today is really literally what the title says, and that is just giving you some community updates and reminders on particular things that y'all need to know, okay? So while if you've never conducted a live show before, I'm doing stuff live while I'm talking to you. All right. Now, I need y'all to let me know if you cannot hear me, okay? And if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes and the different things like this. But I want to update y'all with what's going on, particularly when I say what's going on with one, our African American Folklorist of the Month calendar, which I know many of you are waiting for. And I appreciate all of you who have donated $50 to the organization to receive the very first African American Folklore of the Month calendar. So now I just want y'all to know this calendar is a 2026 calendar that features our African American Folklorists of the Month for 2025. Okay? And there was a couple of situations, nothing real big, but it's in the printer. With the people I work with, the people I business with, they're printing them up now. The storm kind of held it up a bit, considering the place I business with comes out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. All right. So ultimately, I just wanted y'all to know that the calendar is being made. Soon as the storm is over and I can get the print, or they finish the print and call me and I can go get it, I'm putting it in the mail, okay? So there's a couple of other things with the community I would like to address. Nothing big, just a few things to let you know what's going on. You can tap in to Blues People Music and Folklore And those of you who would like to participate in this program, there is a course for the program. Okay? There is a course for the program. There's two parts to the program. There is, well, it culminates in two parts. You can either interview and create a oral history style installation, or you can create your own blues song to perform, or you can do both. Now, here's the good part. Whoever participates in the course and signs up to do it, you will have the opportunity to work on a section of the Porter Parish Granger Blues Festival of Bowling Green. And then your work and or your song will be part of our next upcoming Blues Festival, which is projected to be November 2026. So for those of you who are signing up for Blues People Music and Folklore, this program culminates with your installation, your work, and your song being part of the 2026, November 2026 Porter Parish Granger Blues Festival, okay? In Bowling Green, of Bowling Green. And we're working out those deets right now. And guess what? We have the best of blues musicians, singers, and Black American scholars that will participate, or those who are scholars of Black American tradition, history, and folklore. All right? So please be aware that, again, you can sign up for Blues People, Music, and Folklore, whether you create a oral history project or you create a blues song. You will be able to participate in the Porter Parish Granger Blues Festival of Bowling Green in November 2026. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going down the list right now. Again, this is less of an episode or a podcast or a program. This is a live community update, live tribe update. Speaking of tribe, Chief Warhorse has done some great things. There's a museum going on down in Louisiana, a whole bunch of things. Make sure you'll check that out. Also, know that we're working on part of, well, not we're working on, part of our programming is to train or give workshops on work in the field. We've come up with a code of conduct, if you want to call it as much, and the future of Black folklore. The code of ethics was something I developed in a graduate doctoral program here at IU, and it's based on work in the field that I've conducted for many years. So that's going to be part of the reflexive workbook, or the reflexive workbook will be part of that once that's released. Most of the stuff you'll find with the African American Folklorist website and Jack Dapper Blues, which is part of the programs. One of the programs is this course, Blues People, Music, and Folklore. The reflexive workbook will be part of your interviewing work. It'll also be part of your creating a song, but less about the song and more about the section of the festival that you'll be part of, okay? Does that make sense? Now, mind you, again, these are announcements. I'll be speaking about it more in detail. You can get full, detailed information at my Patreon, Jack Dapper Blues radio.tv, and the African American Folklorist .com. And the newsletter. If you have not signed up for that, sign up for the newsletter, okay? So, quick recap for those who are just joining us. The calendar was held up a bit because of some legality situations, meaning just making sure the permissions were granted by those who participated and whose images you are going to see and have. Then, due to the weather, because the people I work with, the collaborators that I have that print my magazine is also printing, and weather kind of put them behind the eight ball. And as soon as we get past this week and we know how the weather's going to be, it'll be finished. I'll pick it up and I'll have it in the mail immediately. Sign up for this class. And this is actually the code of ethics I was discussing when I showed you the reflexive book. You'll be introduced to that in the blues, music, and folklore, but this is its own workshop and developing course. But it's all, it's a workbook, and it's going to be part of the African American Folklorist ecosystem. As a member of the African American Folklorist ecosystem and tribe, reciprocal tribe, the well, if you will, you'll be accessible to these things at different levels. I would suggest you go to the African American Folklorist website. That's where you will find the information of membership and what each tier would offer you. Okay? And also remember, it's a reciprocal relationship. So what does that mean? It feeds us, we feed it. The basis of tribal or communal or kinfolk or familial engagement. We don't practice extraction, we practice reciprocal. This is a well, water well, okay? Also, follow and subscribe to WBPR, We the Blues People Radio on Facebook. Follow the journey because we are about to launch the radio station, the online radio station. All right? And understand some of these things that I shared with you just now. Okay? Some of these things I shared with you just now will give you the opportunity to be featured on the radio. So with the programs that the workshops and the programs and the courses that we're offering and developing that will be disseminated through the African American Folklorist, but it's a program of Jack Dapper Blues Heritage Preservation Foundation. You will learn how to do features, which is a feature radio piece, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes. And in doing that, the work that you do in the blues, people, music, and folklore, you'll be able to create a feature and it'll be pretty much broadcasted on our radio station, okay? And it's a whole bunch of things like this, all right? So just stay with us. Donations count. Those of you who already donated 50, minimum 50 or more, be on the lookout. You'll be getting your calendar. The show that I did every Sunday is going to adjust a bit. It's going to be streaming on the radio, online radio, but look for us on Thursday nights to be on YouTube. Okay. And make sure, if you are not a member of my Patreon, become a member of Patreon. That way you'll be able to get all the good stuff first, as well as my reflexive podcast, which I share what happens to me in the field, ultimately, or what happens to me engaging in public practices and public-facing programming. which again, the reflexive workbook is part of. Okay? All right, so I just wanted y'all to be updated with what's going on. Also, make sure you go back, check my interview with my brother Chris Thomas King. Check out my series on the blues is Black Sonic Folklore or blues music is Black history, same thing. My interview with Billy Branch, blues legend, okay? And also go and check out the African American Folklorist of the month. This was, she was of November, which was Dr. Patricia Turner. And then for January, starting this year, brother Dr. Daniel Atkinson, who did a great job on my panel at the Folk Alliance International Conference. He, brother Sun Pai, and Chris Thomas King, and look for that. And they spoke about blues ecology, and they represented Jack Dapper Blues Heritage Preservation Foundation and their work very well. And also listen to his interview because he was the African American Folklorist of the month of January. So he's right now, okay? And lastly, Dr. Katrina Hazard, who is a scholar I can't say enough about. I'm looking at one of her books right there on my shelf. All right, she should have been one of the counseling members of the Sinners film. Okay, all right, y'all. So I just wanted to give you all up to date. Be prepared to tap in. All right, $50, a $50 donation. Sorry, you'll receive our calendar, which should be available to be out in mail in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, depending on the storm out here. And remember, a lot of public programming is having issues. We are public programming on one end, but we are also the ecosystem of Black folklore and folk life. So we feed each other. And I'm not even just talking about financially feeding, right? We are medicine for each other. Our story lives in a particular place, and that particular place is the African American Folklorist, okay? And then the Jack Dapper Blues Heritage Preservation Foundation, that's where our programming is developed and lived, okay? And our radio station. And that radio station will be launching very soon. We the Blues People Radio. Everything is set up. We're lining up the music. We're lining up the schedule of shows. And we're also making sure that we schedule moments so those of you who participate in our programming will also get to broadcast and develop features and different shows based on the courses and workshops that y'all did with us, okay? All right, remember, on a financial tip though, for this ecosystem to work, you gotta feed it. So we feed it resources, we feed it its medicine, we feed it its archive, but we also have to feed it its membership dues, its donations, right? We're always looking for funders. We have people that work with us and we have people that work for us. We have editors, we have writers, we have graphic people. We have people who, well, a person who actually makes sure all of our online representation websites are on point and actually navigatable. Okay, these things cost. So we need your help to keep these things afloat. You hear? And we be working on the African American Folklorist and the Blues. I hope you didn't forget about that project because it's live, it's ready. I'm gonna record a few more songs. The documentary's finished, and Brian, the director and producer, has been submitting in festival and other public broadcasting and for awards I'm looking for places to help us submit and get the word out. We're going to be in some festivals this upcoming year, and we're going to be doing some really interesting stuff here in Bloomington with some great folks that we met. So Bloomington, Ohio, Kentucky, all the way down Mississippi. We'll be in Chicago soon. All right, y'all? All right. Tap in. Remember, we're an ecosystem that's reciprocal. We feed each other. We are the Well of Black Archive. All right? Black American Archive, Black Diasporic Archive. We'll get to all that. All right? Take care. Stay warm. Stay hydrated. Okay? And as my wife say, try to ground as much as possible. I'll talk to y'all soon.